Okay, so here's another trend that I'm super late to. On running. So maybe it's because I'm not a runner, or maybe I'm always just late to trends, but holy shit, everybody is wearing this sneaker. Obviously, I see them in the gym all the time, people running in them, people lifting in them, but I see them out on the street just as often, worn casually. My boy just got a pair of Rogers, and he wears those things like on the regular to work. So, these shoes are pervasive. Alright, so I would say their main selling point has got to be their Coudtech sole technology. It claims multi-directional cushioning, which I guess softens landing but also allows for explosive takeoffs. Running on clouds, they say. It's good marketing for sure. Like just scrolling through their technology section on their website, like I want to buy this shoe. It makes me want to buy this shoe. I bought this shoe. Like I have it right here. I bought it. So the shoe looks cool. Does the Coudtech sole, work in the revolutionary, game-changing way that it claims? I'll get into my take in a bit, but just based on what I'm reading online, it's questionable. So the brand does boast an impressive roster of elite athletes who apparently wear their shoes. I don't know if they compete regularly in their shoes, but still, a large amount of athletes who are willing to associate their name and their careers to some degree with the brand, it does lend some legitimacy to what they're trying to do here. And I get it, it's a crowded market. Like I'm not mad at a gimmick here or there to sell a shoe, as long as it's not hurting anybody. For me personally, it's really the look of the shoe that drew my attention. And so I think athletic brands have sort of fallen into this pattern of developing these functional shoes, right? Like a cool running shoe that works. But then it gets wrapped up in this hype culture and these loud colorways and these exclusive drops or collaborations. And sort of the intention of the shoe is just kind of lost. And now it's all about the exclusivity of the model or which designer is on the collaboration. And that's cool. I get it. I'm all about that. But it is refreshing to see a company make a shoe that does what it's supposed to do, looks good enough, but it's not trying to be in your face about it, I'm not saying these shoes are subtle, but no one's wearing these as a statement piece. On top of that, the brand has a pretty extensive collection of shoes. So these are the Cloud Runners, but there are a ton of different variants, ranging from competitive long run shoes all the way to urban shoes you just wear out to dinner or on the street. And each model has its own collection of colorways, which makes it pretty easy to find something that fits your specific look and your specific wardrobe. Now these in particular, would I wear them around the city on a night out? Probably not, but would I rock them in the gym? Yeah, definitely. And that's something I've been looking for is a functional, decent looking shoe for a quick workout. And the brand has already seen quite a bit of success. I think they're just getting started too. I personally see them occupying a role similar to Lulu, right? So Lulu started off producing leggings that made your butt look really good and then expanded to pretty much everything else. Whereas On, they started with the competitive running shoe and then they moved on to cross trainers and then, street sneakers. And they're even producing apparel now as well. So just as Lulu kind of carved out, a spot, a claim to fame, and then expanded from there, I think On is going to do a similar, market strategy. And they're already doing it very clearly. So, I think it's already a household name, but I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. So I get it. Neat gimmick, functional enough, decent looking shoe. Let's take a look. Okay, so again, this is the Cloud Runner, which is just one among the many models of shoes that the brand offers. This one actually comes in at about $140, which I believe is the cheapest price point they offer for a shoe. And it ranges all the way up to $180 for their Cloud X, I believe. So I'm not mad at the price point. I think $140 for a performance shoe, like a shoe marketed at and designed for competitive runners, I think that's reasonable. I think you could definitely pay more than that if you want. You could probably get away paying less as well, but again, not really mad at the price. The detailing on the shoe is pretty intricate if you actually take a close look. The branding is pretty much all over the shoe. Obviously you have the big one here, small little logo there. Even on the tongue of the shoe, you have On running, kind of there on the little stripe. This is a Swiss company, Switzerland flag, which I thought was nice. So we can't really talk about the shoe without the Coudtech engraved there. Swiss engineering on the sole of the shoe as well. I do feel like a good amount of thought and care went into the design of the shoe, and it shows, and I appreciate that. These shoes don't weigh a lot, 10 ounces, or I guess that's 283 grams. So I'm not a huge runner, but these feel light on my feet, and running on these in the gym feels pretty, pretty effortless. I don't feel like I'm lugging anything around. Despite their somewhat chunky design, which I actually am a fan of, it doesn't feel like a large shoe, which is great. Something that I wanted out of my next shoe was something that I could run in and also lift in as well. Right now I've been training in my Nike Metcons, and those are great for lifting, but if I try to go for a run in those things, like it's just a bad time. So I went to the store and I literally told one of the dudes who worked there, I want to lift and I want to run in the same day in the same shoe. And he was like, this is the shoe for you. And so I kind of agree. So I've worn this to the gym a few times now. And yes, you can lift in these shoes and you can definitely run in these shoes. But it's really, I think it really is geared more towards the running side than the lifting side. The thing about these power lifts, whatever, squats, deadlifts, whatever it is that you need to be stable. Like that's kind of the name of the game. And you want as much surface area of your feet on the ground as possible at any given moment during the lift. So that poses a problem if you're gonna wear this shoe, because like as most running shoes do, the sole kind of curves upward at the beginning and at the end near the heel. And this is good for running. It lets you kind of roll off the pavement, the treadmill, whatever it is, but you're losing that surface area if you're doing a lift if this isn't touching the ground. So could it work for a day in the gym lifting heavy weights? Yes. Would it be my first choice? Definitely not. On the other hand, running was great. Honestly, it felt really good running in this shoe. Again, for the third, fourth, whatever time, I'm not a huge runner, but I do like to do it after a lift, run a few miles, and it did feel smooth. It felt like I was kind of rolling. They were light. I felt like I was moving at a good clip and I wasn't lugging around like a big something along with me on my feet. And I don't have any complaints on the running side for this shoe. So going back to the look of the shoe, it's a bit chunky, but I actually like that. I've been looking for something that lends a little bit of visual weight to the bottom half of my outfit. I think it's cool. I think it draws your eye a little bit, but again, not in like an ostentatious way. It just gives you balance visually. So if you tend to run more than you lift, but you do a little bit of both, I think this is a good shoe. If you tend to do like a 50-50, I think this is a good shoe. If you're a big lifter and really don't run very much, you could probably get away with a different shoe and probably pay a little less money. So at the end of the day, obviously, as most like decisions are, it comes down to the person and their preferences. For me, I like this shoe. I lift a fair amount, but I'm trying to get into running too. So I think this is going to help me do that. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. It's not doing too much. I'll take it. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's been a while. Hopefully you guys noticed the new setup here. I have this little arm I think it's cool. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.